Good morning, all of you. So, today we are going to start a new chapter of class 9, that is the fundamental unit of life. So, let's get started. So, at first, what is cell? A cell, from Latin cella, meaning small room. It is a basic structural and functional and biological unit of all living organisms. A cell is the smallest unit of life that can replicate to make identical copies independently, and cells are often called as the building blocks of life. Let's come to the discovery of cells. Term cell was first given by the Robert Hooke. He observed small blocks in a slice of a cork. He was the first one to observe cells in 1665. Now let's come to the discovery of cells in detail. First living cells were observed by Anton von Leeuwenhoek. He observed living cells in a pond watered in 1674. The Robert Brown was the first one to describe and observe nucleus of a cell in 1833. The first picture is of the Anton von Leeuwenhoek and the second was of Robert Brown. So let's come to the cell theory. It was given by the Matthias J. Schleiden and Theodor Schwann in 1838. Cell theory states that first, all living organisms are made up of cells. Cells are the structural and functional unit of all living things. Thereafter, in the year 1855, Rudolf Virchow added following to the cell theory: all the cells arise from the pre-existing cells. So now let's come to the cell is a structural and functional unit of life in detail. First, organisms are unicellular and multicellular. In multicellular organisms, cells are organized to perform specific tasks, which is called as the organization. But each cell is capable of all independent functions like unicellular organisms. Hence, it is a functional unit of life. All the organ systems are made up of cells. Hence, cells are a structural unit of life. First, cells of a similar structure and function form a group of cells termed as tissue. Many tissue work together to make up an organ. Many organs work together to make up an organ system. Now let's come to the organization in multicellular. First, there is a specialized cell, after that tissue, and after that organ, system and organisms. Some unicellular organisms: Paramecium, amoeba, bacteria and yeast. Now let's come to the difference between unicellular and multicellular organisms. Unicellular are the organisms can be defined as the living organisms which consist of only single cell. This single cell is capable to perform different life processes or cellular activities. Multicellular organisms can be defined as the living organisms which consist of multiple cells. With this distinct cell organelles, it is capable to perform different life processes or separate cellular activities inside a body.